Good morning, everybody. I'm Melanie Herschorn, and it is another edition of Authority Marketing Live. I am so excited, even though I look exhausted as my eyes aren't opening all the way. That's what happens when you wake up to find out that the police are around the corner from your house on a PA system telling the people in the house to come out because there is a warrant for their arrest. That was my morning. Anyway, I'm so happy that you're here because today I have another wonderful author who is not just an author. She also works in the publishing industry. So she's got lots of amazing tidbits that we are going to dive into, finding all about her book, which is, it's a little bit meta, called Delegate Your Book. So, Chrissy, I'm going to bring you on right now. And why don't everybody say hello to Chrissy Dawes? And the book is called Delegate Your Book. And you can go to delegateyourbook.com to find out more. Hello, Chrissy.
Hello, Melanie. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy you're here. So the book just dropped, right?
I'm literally on Monday. Today's Wednesday. And so it's been out for 48 hours.
Amazing. How are sales going?
Sales are going great. It's available at all the online book retailers and on my publisher's website, bmctalkspress.com. And I'm even still selling signed copies on my website as well, the delegateyourbook.com.
Amazing. And you can just check that out right here. Okay, so let's dive in. What's your day job, my friend? What's your day job?
Oh, well, my day job is I am a book coach and ghostwriter for business leaders.
Okay. So how has that work informed your book?
Well, as you mentioned, the book is pretty meta. The subtitle is actually The Thriving Leader's Guide to Finish Writing the Book Your Industry Needs. And the reason that I wrote it was because I was getting a lot of clients and people who were interested in how to work with a ghostwriter and how to work with a book coach, but they had no clue where to start. And I get a lot of referrals from people in the industry, so from publishers and from, business coaches and things like that. And they're like, my person needs a book. They know what they want to do with it. They just don't know how to get from idea to manuscript. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, well, I better share that.
I love that. And I want to bring up one thing, and I think that you're going to be able to speak to this. A lot of times people think that now that I have the book, that's the end of the road. And the book's just going to sell. It's just going to sell itself.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, but you are proof that you must market said book in order for people to know about the book and to buy it and to share it.
You have to market your book for anyone to buy it who doesn't already know you. And you should definitely work with someone like Melanie for, the big launches and everything. And I actually bootstrapped this one because my business model is different than most authors. So most authors, they're reaching like a broad industry. And for me, it's pretty targeted and meta.
You know what? It's interesting because you said work with Melanie for the big launches, but that's not what book marketing really is. Book marketing is really marketing your brand, right? And you've been doing
I'm glad you mentioned that
all along. So talk to me about this. Tell me
what is this? Well, this is a bookmark. I know you know. So, okay. As a person in the industry, I am known as like a book person, right? I've got books on my shelves. I'm always at the library. Books are literally on brand for me. And so when it was time to reorder business cards, I knew my book would be coming out in the next, at that time, 6 months. Okay. And so I went ahead and I designed a bookmark. And what I did was I didn't design it for the book. I designed it for the business.
Brilliant. Yes.
Thank you. That means so much coming from you.
I wish there was like how on Zoom you can press a button for applause.
For clapping.
A round of applause. That is beautiful. Love that.
Wait until you see what I put on it. Okay. So I kept the branding pretty subtle because I want people to reuse this bookmark and not be like, oh my God, Chrissy's face is everywhere. I just want them to, enjoy the experience of reading and writing. And so on the front, it says, if you create the habit to read one book every 2 weeks, you can finish reading 26 books every year. And then there's a little version of my logo.
Okay.
And then it says, if you meet bi-weekly with your book coach, you could write a 12-chapter book within 6 months. Read more to write more. All right. Now on the back, we got all my contacts, social media, whatever. Oh, and then there's a tie-in to the Read More, Write More radio show. Because I just told you how you can read more, how you can write more. I'm like, read more, write more, read more, write more. Oh, Read More, Write More radio show. So yesterday I did a special event on the radio show in celebration of the launch. I had people tune in live. I was using StreamYard just like you. And I was able to, pull comments in, and I took them through a couple of the exercises from chapter 1. And actually, I have chapter 1 for your listeners today.
Okay, everybody, go
so-
right here to delegateyourbook.com and you can grab some. And what's great now, normally, I'm going to just say this, Chrissy. Normally, when somebody writes, a business leader book, I say to them, do not give away the first chapter of your book because nobody wants it. However, yours is a how-to. So by giving somebody the first chapter, you're going to basically help them kickstart delegating their book.
And because I'm in the industry and I knew I would be providing chapter 1 as a downloadable, I wrote it as a standalone.
I love that. See, that was great, amazing thinking. Oh my gosh. Another round of applause.
Thank you so much. And actually, so chapter 1 is entitled Big Goals, Lasting Legacy. So that's what chapter 1's all about. It's about, making sure that you're writing about the right book, the book topic, and that it really is an intersection of your personal goals and your professional goals.
I love this all. So let me ask you a question. How do you delegate your book?
Oh, well, I didn't delegate my book, and my husband was kind of pissed about it, actually. He's like, next one, please, get some help, because you...
So how does one delegate their book?
One would delegate their book based on where your gaps are, right? So if your gap is a time lag, you're like, I have no time to do this, hand it off. Give it to a ghostwriter. So there are some amazing ghostwriters out there. It's a small community. We know a lot of each other, and it's great because we can refer work back and forth. For me personally, I only work with one client at a time for ghostwriting specifically. And so if I'm booked out, then I'll refer them to someone who can help them sooner. If your issue is a lack of confidence or a lack of accountability, then book coaching is perfect for you. So for me, I actually started in the industry as an editor. So I was a book editor since 2012, and I started ghostwriting in 2015. And so what I do as a book coach is I actually take my authors' chapters. They send them to me 48 hours to 72 hours before we're scheduled to meet, which is another way to keep that accountability going, right? Like, hey, you got to get your chapter to me so I can review it. And I edit that chapter, and then we have a live call. We actually meet on Google Meet, but so we have a live, but I pay Google for everything else, so might as well. But we meet on Google Meet for an hour. And during that hour, we spend about 40 minutes talking about how to strengthen their writing. And then the last 20 minutes, we talk about any creative blocks that they have coming up. A lot of my new book coaching clients like to use that first session to get their book outline done. And that's so great because, we're able to create a structure. We're able to establish, what chapter they would want to be their downloadable one, right? And so oftentimes you're right, it's not their first one, but maybe it's like their keynote chapter or something like that.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, okay. So you've done so much great marketing. What do you hope to see your book do for future authors?
So for future authors, I hope that it gives them the confidence and the space to get their book done. My business goal this year is to support 100 authors in their nonfiction manuscript and completing their nonfiction manuscript. I've already got 8 people booked, so that's awesome. A couple of them are going to, stagger out in January, February, and so forth. But what I really want people to understand is that writing should be fun and reading should be fun. And if it's not, then you're doing it wrong.
Mic drop.
Doing it wrong, man.
Amazing. Okay, so we can get your book at delegateyourbook.com. I imagine it's available on all the platforms, as you mentioned. So
all the platforms. Oh, and I found out it's on Amazon.uk and Amazon India. So if you're tuning in internationally, you can buy it there too.
Amazing. All right, well, hold up your book one more time for everybody to see.
Sure.
Thank you so much,
If
Chrissy.
you order it from my website, you'll get a cool sticker that says signed by the author.
Woo!
Which, Melanie, from a branding standpoint, it's actually the font from my logo.
Okay, it's hard to see. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's beautiful. Well, congratulations on launching an amazing book that is going to help
Thank you so much.
So many people. And that's, that's why we do this. So thank you, Chrissy. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Melanie.
Of course. All right, everybody, grab a copy of the book and get writing, and we'll see you all next time.